Their agenda is to keep us weak by dividing us. It's the oldest trick in the book, and it's effective. Time and again, the wealthy divide the masses so the rich can walk away with the massive profits that we create. They try to divide us by gender. They try to divide us by nationality. The working class has been left behind, and I don't know how you feel, but I'm angry.
That was, I'm effing angry. That's what he said. During a Harris-Walz campaign rally in Detroit, Michigan last night, the United Auto Workers president, Shawn Fain, went absolutely ballistic with a very powerful speech torching both Donald Trump and the billionaires that he serves. And if you're not familiar with some of Fain's best moments, we put together a mashup of Fain's many attacks on Trump.
On one side, you got a billionaire that serves himself and his billionaire buddies. He lies, he cheats, and he steals his way to the top. He's a lapdog for the billionaire class. Donald Trump is a scab. He comes to Michigan. He talks about he's going to bring back the auto industry. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump doesn't know about the auto industry.
So Fain also did an excellent job of calling out Trump's shameless flip-flopping when it comes to electric vehicles. Take a look.
You know, for months, Donald Trump's went around trashing our state, trashing our industry, and trashing the American auto worker, saying he was against electric vehicles. And then something happened. We saw a transformation in Trump. Elon Musk announced that he's going to give Donald Trump $45 million a month. And all of a sudden, guess what? Donald Trump changed his tune. And let me quote what he said. I'm for electric cars. I have to be because, you know, Elon Musk endorsed me very strongly, so I have no choice. Trump is a sellout, and as president, he already showed us that under him, America is for sale to the highest bidder. He's the epitome of what's wrong with America.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff, but it needed to be said, and it needed to be said that emphatically. I've always been amazed at how Donald Trump, a billionaire, who grew up with incredible wealth and privilege, somehow managed to convince working class Americans that he not only understands them, but he is one of them. There's not a single working class or middle America thing about Donald Trump. And with his comment about how he has no choice but to endorse electric cars now that Elon's giving him millions of dollars, Trump announced to his supporters that the only supporter he really cares about is Elon Musk. He cares more about one billionaire than he cares about any of all of them, and somehow they still support him.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it.
Cenk, I know you're a big fan of Fain's. What do you think? Not just of what he said, but of how he said it.
Yeah, so this is why I love the brother, because he's strategic. So not just because those are great fiery words, couldn't agree more. If I'm being honest, half the speech sounded like us. And of course I'm gonna like that, that's great. It's about time we had somebody on our side who knows how to fight and who doesn't believe in, civility, when they go low, we go high. No, when they go low, we kneecap the mother effers, okay? So why did he use curse words there? For strategy. Because he knows that if you use curse words, the press can't help themselves, they'll quote you. And when they quote you, then they'll quote you on all the great things you're saying as well, because they got to provide context around the quote. So when he dropped the F-bomb, he was giving the most devastating indictment of Donald Trump. When he dropped the S-bomb, he said Donald Trump doesn't give a S about the auto industry. He's trying to draw attention to the fact that Donald Trump is against the auto industry. Beautiful, thank you. Strategy on the left, wow. I haven't seen it in decades, so that's terrific. And then you see that line, he's for sale to the highest bidder. Look, I've never thought this was hard. I always thought this was so easy. But the reason why a lot of Democratic politicians don't engage in this type of talk is because they're worried it's gonna have blowback. That people will say, oh yeah, how about your donors? And that's a tough one for Democrats to answer. But Shawn Fain's not a politician, so he's free. So he's free to go out there and go, look at Trump taking all these bribes. And that quote is the one I obsessed about, where he said about Elon Musk, I don't have a choice anymore since he endorsed me strongly. Meaning, if you give me enough money, I just let you do US policy. I thought the policy was best to be against electric vehicles, which is crazy in my opinion, but he said, I thought that was the best policy, but now that you bribed me, I switched my position, and now Elon Musk gets to set policy on electric vehicles. Oh, he owns an electric vehicle company. Who cares? He bribed me very strongly, very strongly. On the oil companies, he told them, give me $1 billion, then I'll let you do whatever you want. Drill all over America, keep all the proceeds, and in fact, I'll give you even extra tax cuts. So the guy is walking around asking the largest corporations and the richest people in the world, please bribe me. They should put a little sign around his neck, please bribe me, bribe here, right? And so since Shawn Fain's not a politician and he's smart, he's allowed to actually tell you the truth about Donald Trump. That speech is what they should be saying from today to the last day before the election. That'll win you the election. Please listen to Shawn Fain.
Yeah, Trump shamelessly trying to play both sides on things, it seems. He's letting people know that he can be bought, and it's kind of sick to see, and he's just saying it out loud also. And I gotta say, it is nice to finally see some strategy from the Democrats, and it's clear why Fain is the president of the UAW. It was strategic for Harris-Walz to have him speak at the rally in the first place, but Fain didn't just use his speech to go after Trump. He also made sure to praise both Harris and Walz. In fact, Fain made it very clear that Walz was the UAW's preferred pick in the sweepstakes. Take a look.
Kamala Harris knows it's not all about her. It's about the people. It's about the quality of people she surrounds herself with. And you know, yesterday, Kamala Harris showed great leadership when she chose Tim Walz as her running mate. And it's no secret, our union was loud and proud about who we supported for vice president, and Tim Walz was at the top of that list. He's one of us. He's a working class guy. He knows working class values. He was a teacher, a coach. That's right, there's teachers in the house. Another group of people who've been left behind. He's a teacher, he's a coach, he's a governor, but best of all, he's a proud union member.
Yeah, I love seeing the teachers have a little bit of hope for once. Fain also gave Harris a lot of credit and even called her a badass woman, which the audience really seemed to enjoy.
On the other side, we got a strong, intelligent, and I'm just going to put it bluntly, a badass woman. And I got to finish that sentence. A badass woman who stood on the picket line with striking workers. A leader who opposed free trade deals that have devastated the working class in this country, devastated our communities. A leader who takes on corporate greed and wins. Kamala Harris is a champion for the working class.
Wow, talk about energy in that room. I love that they had him speak there because with this election cycle, I feel like you hear so much about foreign foreign issues, Ukraine, Gaza, and the border, all rightfully so. I want to be clear, but we have to be able to hold focus on multiple things at once. There are real issues plaguing the American people right here at home, like our union workers, auto workers, teachers, and they shouldn't go unheard or unheeded. We're electing a president for the next 4, possibly 8 years. We need a ticket that's going to be able to handle the domestic issues in a meaningful and impactful way. I don't have to tell this audience that this country is nothing without its workers. But Cenk, knowing what we know about Walz so far, are you optimistic that he can be an asset to the president in terms of fighting for workers' rights and ushering in more equitable working environments across the country?
Yeah, so two quick things here. I'm gonna go back to Fain for a second, then I come back to Walz. So did you notice what he said there? He said, I gotta finish that sentence. And then she said, he said, she's one badass woman who stood on the picket line with us. Again, he uses a little bit of a curse word, badass there, because he wants the press to write that sentence about how she stood on the picket line with American workers. The brother's totally strategic, which leads us to Tim Walz. He did not, Shawn Fain and the UAW did not endorse Kamala Harris. Instead, they used their leverage to try to help get Tim Walz selected as the VP. And then once he was selected, then they endorsed her. Thank you, brother. Finally, someone who understands politics. And ironically, he's not even in politics, but he plays it better than anyone else does. And in terms of Walz, I mean, come on, this is an average American worker, a teacher, and a coach. So is he going to be more relatable than, as Walz puts it, I was going to say a vulture capitalist, but that's also partly true. But a venture capitalist and a real estate baron, of course. And there's something that Shawn Fain and Tim Walz share, that they're both balls to the walls. So that's the shirt we got for you guys at shoptyt.com. So check that out when you get a chance. We'll have the link down below. You can get to it easy. And that's why we like him, and that's why Shawn Fain likes him, and we hope that he's a fighter for the average American.
Thanks for watching. If you become a member, you get to watch all this ad-free, except for, of course, this ad. Still, hit the join button below.